African community. We start with that of Kenya. With your permission, Your Excellency, permit us to have our seats. Your Excellency, Uhuru Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya, as well as the Chairman of the East African Community, His Excellency, Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency Paul Kagame, Your Excellency Felix Anthony Tshisekedi, the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as the Chairman of the East African Community, the Attorney General Kenya, ministers and delegates from Kenya, Burundi, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, Southern Sudan, Uganda, as well as Tanzania, ambassadors, heads of delegations, diplomats, Secretary General of the East African Community, different heads of government and authority, different leaders that are joining us in different platforms, whether online, all protocols observed. Your Excellency, allow me to take this opportunity to give this opportunity to the Minister of Commerce, who is also the President of the East African Community, Your Honor, Betty Maina, to welcome you after welcoming the chairperson. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The chairperson of the East African Summit, Your Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, Your Excellencies, members of the summit, President Yoweri Museveni of Uganda, President Paul Kagame of Rwanda, the President of the DRC, Your Excellency, President Tshisekedi, colleague cabinet secretaries and visiting ministers, the Secretary General of the East African Community, Dr. Peter Mathuki, guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of President Kenyatta, I welcome you all to Kenya and to this occasion. We extend a special welcome to those of us and those of you who are joining us online. On behalf of the Council of Ministers, I thank you, President Kenyatta, the chairperson of the Summit of the East African Community, for convening this ceremony to sign the Treaty of Accession between the EAC and the Democratic Republic of Congo here in State House, Nairobi. Allow me to extend the Council's appreciation to their excellencies, the summit of the EAC heads of state. Last Tuesday, during your 19th extraordinary summit held on the 29th of March, you made the landmark decision to admit the DRC into the EAC. Hongereni sana. The people of the East African community are eager to reconnect with their brothers and sisters in the DRC, with whom they share common historical, linguistic, and sociocultural and economic ties. Your Excellencies, today's event is the culmination of a series of events that began with the DRC's application to join the East African community in 2019. The Council has made steady progress in processing this application due to the political goodwill at the highest levels as demonstrated by yourselves. And following the directives of the summit, the Council of Ministers has overseen the process of vetting and negotiation with the DRC. Therefore, the Council commends the summit for the decision to admit the DRC into the community. The signing of the Treaty of Accession of the DRC into the community will formally herald their journey as a new member of the community. The Treaty of Accession that you will be signing summarizes the negotiations between ourselves and the DRC, and the Treaty of Accession that we're signing is drawn from the Treaty of the East African Community and captures the commitments made by both the EAC and the DRC. Your Excellencies, you will recall that the summit directed the Council to develop the roadmap for full integration of the DRC into the community, which will be at the stage of the common market when they fully accede. The Council gives the undertaking that it will fully support this integration. We shall work hand in hand with the DRC, and we will prioritize the accession to all the protocols, policies, and programs of the community. And the Council undertakes to brief the summit at your meetings of this progress. And with those few remarks, allow me, Your Excellencies, to welcome the Secretary General to make some remarks.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the Chairperson of the East African Community Heads of State Summit, Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Your Excellency, Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and your entire delegation. The Honorable Betty Maina, Chairperson of East African Council of Ministers, and all the Honorable Ministers here present, distinguished permanent secretaries, distinguished high commissioners and ambassadors, the Chairperson of the East African Business Council, Nick Nesbitt, here present, distinguished representatives of development partners, distinguished representatives of regional international organizations, my colleagues from the East African Legislative Assembly, the Right Honorable Speaker Martin Ngoga, and the Judge President, Nestor Kayobera, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, today marks a momentous stage in the growth of the community as we all converge to witness the accession of the Democratic Republic of Congo to the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community. I wish to appreciate in a very special way the Summit of Heads of State for a deep commitment in providing impetus to regional integration and guidance that you've continued to give to us, to the community, and in particular, your strategic decision to admit DRC into the East African community. I, on the same breath, wish to congratulate His Excellency Felix Tshisekedi Tshilombo and the people of DRC for admission of DRC into the community. Allow me on behalf of the community, therefore, to salute your excellencies for the continued support that you continue to give and the vision that you've going to render to the community. Your strategic direction and impetus are seeing the community grow bigger, stronger, and even more united. Your excellencies, you recall, as the chair has said, 19th Extraordinary Summit held on 29th March 2022 admitted DRC as a full member of the East African Community. The summit designated Your Excellency, President Uhuru Kenyatta, in your capacity as the chairperson of the East African Community Summit Heads of State to sign the Treaty of Accession of Democratic Republic of Congo to the treaty establishing the East African Community by 14th April 2022 with His Excellency President Antoine Tshisekedi Chilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo. I wish to appreciate Your Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Tshisekedi Chilombo for the speed at which you mutually agreed to meet and sign the accession treaty, which the summit had envisaged to be done by 14th, but then you chose to do today, the 8th of April. I wish to congratulate you. Upon signing the accession of the treaty today, DRC will have until 29th September 2022, that is 6 months, to undertake its internal and constitutional processes to ratify the treaty and submit to the Secretary General of the community. Subsequently, the DRC will join all the programs and activities in line with the 4 pillars of regional integration. The roadmap for integration of DRC into the EAC, Your Excellencies, the summit, again, of the heads of state directed the council to develop a roadmap to integrate DRC fully into the community. The roadmap is going to be developed by the East African Community Secretariat together with the DRC. Your Excellencies, the mission of DRC to the community has made now the region expand from 6 partner states to 7 partner states. The expanded membership makes the community bigger with close to almost 50% increase in population, 22% increase in GDP, 79% expanded territorial area, spanning from the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean. This milestone presents numerous opportunities for the people of wider East Africa to take advantage of opportunities in trade, agriculture, manufacturing, technology, natural resources, education, and other sectors of mutual interest. DRC's entry requires integrating our trade infrastructure, intermodal connectivity, one-stop border posts, immigration, and trading systems to increase the cross-border efficiency. Expansion of the community will improve the quality of lives and prosperity of our people in East Africa. Your Excellencies, as I conclude, I wish to assure Your Excellencies of the commitment of the EAC Secretariat to ensure that DRC is fully and quickly integrated in the community. Excellencies, heads of state, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much, Mr. Secretary General, for those remarks and undertakings. And with that, I would now like to take this opportunity to welcome the chair of the summit to make his remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, Your Excellency, President Paul Kagame, President of the Republic of Rwanda, Your Excellency, Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, the Chairperson of the East African Council of Ministers, Honorable Ministers, the East African Secretary General, Honorable Peter Mathuki, ladies and gentlemen, and we begin by welcoming you all to Nairobi, Kenya, And at the foremost, I take this opportunity to welcome my brothers, President Museveni and President Kagame, for finding time off their busy schedules to join us today to witness this momentous occasion, the accession of the Democratic Republic of the Congo to the East African community. I once again thank you, my fellow leaders, for your solidarity and commitment to the vision of our community. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today's event is truly historic. The signing of the Treaty of Accession by the Democratic Republic of the Congo marks the formal entry into the East African community, having satisfied the conditions and following its admission during our virtual extraordinary summit held on the 29th of March this year. And to get to this point, it has taken strong leadership, a commitment to the ideals of the East African community integration agenda, and a clear understanding of the shared benefits that come from working together. In this context, I recognize our elder brother, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for the zeal with which he galvanized support from member states for the DRC to join the East African community. We have already begun to realize the promise of the East African community. The free movement of people, goods, and service across the community has boosted trade and strengthened people-to-people ties, thus enabling us to harness the comparative strength of each member state for the benefit of all, and to confront and solve problems together. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the accession of the DRC as a member of the East African community will even more elevate these gains, and more importantly, it will strengthen our economic muscle and competitiveness in the continent as well as globally. To my brother and friend, President Tshisekedi, and to the people of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, we welcome you to the East African Community Customs Union and the East African Community Common Market. These two are the signature pillars of our community and the foundation upon which the social, political, trade, investment, and economic interests stand. In the coming days, our ministers and technical experts will indeed move with speed to integrate the DRC into the organs of our community. We have in this context ongoing integration tasks in all sectors. They include the East African Court of Justice, the East African Legislative Assembly, and sectoral committees on essential matters like trade, industry, finance, agriculture, defense, security, education, infrastructure, science and technology, aviation, health, and international cooperation, among others. We shall also develop a mechanism for the speedy ratification by DRC of the admission of the submissions of the community to the African Continental Free Trade Area agreement processes. As agreed by EAC partner states, the joint submission by the EAC will strengthen our voice in the African Continental Free Trade Area. So, Your Excellencies, in welcoming DRC to our community, we are opening wide the doors of opportunity and expanded trade and cooperation. With the accession of the DRC, our community's population now stands at above 300 million, and our combined gross domestic product stands at some 250 billion US dollars. The accession signature immediately brings DRC into the realms and provisions of all the protocols and regional policies of the East African community. It will be followed by the immediate removal of all the existing non-tariff barriers, as well as limitations on the movement of capital, goods, services, and people. This will in time lead to a major increase in intra-East African community trade. On her part, the Democratic Republic of Congo is by this deed required to honor the attendant commitments and allow me to appeal to the DRC to conclude the remaining domestic processes as per your constitution and to deposit the instruments of ratification within the stipulated 6-month period. Your Excellencies, our community is people-centered and private sector driven. Member states of the East African community remain committed to advancing and promoting the private sector's interests as provided under Article 127 of our treaty. Furthermore, partner states have committed to stimulating market development through infrastructural linkages, promoting conducive investment codes, protecting property rights and other rights, and the proper regulation of our private sector. Towards this end, all partner states will welcome and establish immediate linkages between our business associations and those of the Democratic Republic of Congo so as to further develop our trade relations. In furtherance of the summit directive, I also do expect the Council to furnish us at our next meeting the roadmap for the integration of the DRC into our community. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today, as we said, marks a historic day. We now have a community that is bigger in size than Europe and almost the same population, with abundant resources, with skilled, youthful manpower and woman power. Our ability to be a giant not only in East Africa, but in the globe, rests in our hands. Indeed, President Museveni, as you consistently remind us, it is not interesting to be a small fish in a small pond. We want to be now a big fish in a big sea. And this we can be, and all we need to do is to work together as leaders, work together first and foremost for the peace and security that leads to the stability that we need in order for us to develop the prosperity that lies ahead for all of us. Less noise, more work, more opportunity, more prosperity for our integrated region. And I am sure that together with my colleagues, this shall be our driving agenda. we have more in common than the Europeans do. This is a fact. We share common languages, we share common culture. The only thing that divided us were the colonial boundaries. You go to France and you go to wherever, you go to Europe, they are fighting over 20 different languages. Here we're in agreement. Our language is Swahili. These other languages are languages that we use just for communication. But sooner or later, our language will be Swahili. That is our region's language. Our cultures are similar. There is no reason, if we work hand in hand together, why we cannot be stronger and more economically prosperous than Europe or any of the other global regional associations. It is on us and the work that we do together and the support that we give each other. Therefore, in conclusion, and on behalf of the Summit of Heads of State of the East African Community, I today applaud our brother, His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, for his exemplary leadership and stewardship of the DRC, and indeed for his wise decision to lead his country to becoming a full member of the East African Community. Congratulations, dear brother, for leading the DRC to this milestone, and I hope to welcome you soon to our next ordinary summit as a full member. Long live the Democratic Republic of Congo. Long live the East African Community. One people, one destiny. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much. It is now my pleasure to invite His Excellency Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, to deliver his statement. Karibu sana, Your Excellency, for your statement. Karibu.
Your Excellency, Mr.
Excellence, Monsieur Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Président de la République d'Ouganda.
The President, Your Excellency, Mr. Paul Kagame, the President of the Republic of Rwanda, the President of the Council of Ministers of the East African Community, and the other ministers, and also the representative of the Eastern Africa Legislation Assembly, and also the President of the Court of Justice, the Secretary General of the Community of East Africa, the invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. I would like, before and on behalf of the people of Congo and on my own behalf, to thank you for the warm welcome that you have given me and my delegation during the ceremony of signing the treaty for my country within the community, the East African Community. My presence in this event is consolidating the event that we have undertaken to be members, and which was taken in 29th March during the 19th extraordinary meeting of the summit. And so I promised to actually implement everything so that these membership can be concretized during my first mandate as the president of the country. So this signing ceremony has actually concretized what I expressed myself during my remarks during the integration of the DRC in the Eastern African community. And so today, the common project has now been achieved. And in fact, this membership contributes in the consolidation of economic benefits of our countries and also access by our population to the cooperation that is more strengthened even further. And so for today, of signing this treaty of becoming a member of the East African community, the DRC renews its commitment expressed through my voice. That was done on 29th last month, that is to work so that we can develop our community, and especially through optimizing the agro-economical activities in our countries, and also opportunities of cooperation that should be exploited for the well-being of our population. And so this means that without a doubt, our will to work for our people, and also with people who are determined to work in a collaborative manner. And so, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, with our demographics and also our geostrategic position, the mission of the DRC in the community offers many advantages, comparative advantages that are important for the sustainability and also for the continuity. And so, for example, that we can cite the extension of the internal market, which is supported by the GDP that is going to improve, and also enlarging the community that starts from the Indian Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean, with the competitiveness of accessing the area of the African free trade area. And so the DRC will actually play its role within the community so that it can become even stronger and more prosperous. And our guests, ladies and gentlemen, today my country would like to reiterate its position in creating a new institution, that is the cooperation agencies for managing natural resources, within which is going to be linked to research and the management, and also optimizing the environment, natural resources of the sub-region, and which we wish to bring to the headquarters. And so this agency will play an important role in implementing the project. And one of the big projects that is in the 2025 agenda of Africa. And so my country is within the basin, within Congo, and that is from the Nile, and also to be shared by the 7 members of the community.
Contribuera certainement à l'interconnexion de ces deux bassins et à l'exploitation optimale.
Also, the exploitation of resources that we have.
Par ailleurs, dans le contexte de la transition énergétique,
check 1 2, check 1 2. the war against climate change. This will play a very important role in terms of mitigation against climate change and climate effects. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, there is in place now other different aspects that come to my very particular attention during this signature. I mean, signing this treaty. This is linked to peace as well as internal and external peace and security in our different frontiers or borders. Beyond our community, the Congolese people, we do not only want to benefit from trade, but first of all, we want commerce and trade to be based on the peace and security of everyone. This makes it such that today the Congolese people are of the idea that the foreign policy should be more focused on the Congolese people. We also expect the same from other people, the respect or conformity to peace and security of our people, without which we will not be able to realize and achieve the objectives within the committee. And this is the objective that we have as a people, that jointly, as we sign this treaty today, our country are signing this to renew our attachment, or rather engagement towards peace, as we become part of the East African people, that God may bless our community.
East African community. Mungu ibariki jumuiya yetu.
Dieu bénisse.
Je vous remercie.
Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. It is now my singular and humble duty to request His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, the President of the Republic of Kenya, kindly to take his seat. And also request humbly the President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, His Excellency Felix Antonio Tshisekedi, to also kindly take his position, to come for the podium to sign the treaty. Their Excellencies will be witnessing. Thank you, Excellencies. I also most humbly wish to request the Council, to the community, and the legal team to step forward and guide their Excellencies on signature. The legal team and the Council. I also invite the SG to witness. Council, to the community, kindly guide their Excellencies on signing of the treaty and the communique. Thank you, Council, to the community. Thank you, Your Excellencies. I'll request a copy each. a copy each as they exchange. Let us appreciate their excellencies after annexing the copy. I will invite more heartier clap of applause for the newborn baby in the community, DRC Congo. I will invite their excellencies at the center as we give them more heartier clap, ladies and gentlemen. More heartier clap. It's a good day. It's an unmemorable day for us as a community. We thank God. Asante. Thank you. We might be seated. Take our seat. Yes. I will now most humbly wish to request His Excellency. Please, the rest of us can be seated kindly. We'll be seated. I now most humbly wish to request the chairman of the summit to hand over a signed copy already has given to His Excellency. He will hand over a second copy to the Secretary General. A copy, SG, to this SG. Let us appreciate the Secretary General for the good job he's doing for the community. Thank you. I also request that the chairman be given a copy. And it will be under the custodian of the chair. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Back to Madam Chair.
So congratulations, Your Excellencies, for that wonderful ceremony. And we thank our police band for adding some color to this event. With your permission, Your Excellency, we noticed that you are joined by your colleagues, the members of Summit, and we would like to hear from them. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. So with that, may I invite His Excellency, President Yoweri Museveni, to make his remarks.
His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the chairperson of the summit, His Excellency Paul Kagame, President of Rwanda, member of the summit, His Excellency Antoine Tshisekedi Chirombo, President of DRC, and now new member. Nakaribishwa Mheshimiwa. Our chairperson spoke. I don't know why you want so many people to speak. To dilute words. But I just want to remind Africans because Africans need a lot of reminding. I don't know why. That when we talk of integration, we are talking of three things. Number one, prosperity. It's not about leaders and ministers and council, because you spend a lot of time on those. Council, ministers, what, Secretary General. This is about families. Families of Africans. That's what we are talking about. The question is, if I am a businessman or a businesswoman and I produce a good or a service, how many people will buy from me? That's the issue. In order for my family, forget about ministers, presidents, what? The families. I have a business. I have produced a good or a service. The good thing in Africa is that people are asleep. When you are asleep, it is also good because you don't know what you are missing. Now, Ugandans were asleep for a long time. And that's why they were busy with the tribes, with religion, divided. When our group came and woke them up, they have started producing a little bit. They are still asleep, but they are waking up a bit. So when they start producing, like me, I am a cattle keeper. I produce beef, I produce milk, I produce bananas. Uganda already has a surplus of all those. We're producing 2.8 billion liters of milk. Uganda is consuming only 800 million. Surplus of 2 billion. Where do you sell it? If you don't sell it, prosperity will not grow. The same with maize, the same with industrial products. So this is the first thing. If you want prosperity in Africa, the way forward is integration. Why? Market. Internal within Uganda, regional within East Africa, then Africa. But then you can also negotiate better with the bigger markets outside. Because if you have got a big market of your own, you can go to the Americans and you say, if you don't give me this, I will also not give you this. So this big market helps us also to negotiate better for access to other markets. So this is point number one. Number two, strategic security. How can we be secure? Because you see the terrorism. In Somalia, there is a problem, it affects Kenya. There is a problem in Congo, it affects Uganda. There is a problem in Uganda, it affects Congo. And yet we don't work together to solve these problems. The problems are Pan-Africanist, they are global, but we act parochially. How shall we manage? If the problems are Pan-Africanist, we must be also Pan-Africanist in handling them. This is the second word in integration, strategic security. Finally, fortunately, as His Excellency Uhuru said, for us, actually, things are very easy. There's a third word, brotherhood, undugu. These people we are trying to unite, are they really very difficult to unite? But they are similar people. Mulembe, Makwa. I'm speaking with that man there. He's a lawyer from Western Kenya. You can go into DRC, I can go to Bunya and address a public meeting in my local language, and they will hear what I'm saying. Bunya in Congo. President Kagame can go to Ruchuru and speak in Kinyarwanda, and people will understand him. Ruchuru is a part of Congo. My daughter here, the minister, can go and speak Luo in Mahagi. Mahagi Port, they will understand what she's saying. You must have heard people during the olden days, they used to say that Idi Amin was a Congolese, was a Sudanese. It is partly true. Because Idi Amin's tribe, the Kakwa, go deep into Congo, the Kakwa. So first of all, there are these, here in Kenya, the Bateso, they are here. The Luyas, Mzee Moi's tribe, the Kalenjin, they are in Uganda. The Turkanas, apart from stealing my cows, but so these are all linked people. But above all, we have, as His Excellency Kenyatta was saying, we have what Europe does not have, a common language, Swahili. Why don't we use this social infrastructure, historical infrastructure, to work for the other two targets, prosperity and strategic security? And then you happen to be lucky to also have the social historical infrastructure of culture, and above all, a common language. In Europe, you saw what the problem they had about what language do you use, English, German, French. They're a bit stuck. That's why they cannot move as fast. But here, we don't have that problem. I want to help His Excellency Kenyatta. The quotation he made here, he missed out something. This was the debate in 1963 about the East African Federation in the Parliament of Uganda. There was a man called Ab Mayanja who had a speech problem, speaking with lisping. The people who say fa instead of S. Oburimi, we call it in our language. If you don't have it in Swahili, I'll give you the Neno Labara. Oburimi. This man was speaking Oburimi, Ab Mayanja. So he was criticizing Obote because of, we were moving on the East African Federation. Then Obote started developing called FIT. So Ab Mayanja said in his speech, he was speaking like that. Some people want to remain big fishes in small ponds. That's it is a big fish in a small pond. But he said it in that funny manner. I thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President Museveni, and we really want to thank you for your very enduring commitment to integration in East Africa and beyond. May I now invite President Paul Kagame, the President of Rwanda, to make some remarks.
Excellencies, President Uhuru Kenyatta, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and President Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo. As I think President Museveni said, the main duty has been performed by and between President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Tshisekedi. Ours was to witness and welcome the signing of DRC being integrated in our East African community. And we are just here to do that. But our leaders have already spoken. I just be brief by saying that, Your Excellencies, we have made very many speeches in our years in the recent past and beyond. I think we just have to get down to do the work that is entailed in the statements we have made to our people of our individual countries, as well as the East African community. And I am with you all the way to achieving the objectives of the deeper and wider integration of our community. So thank you, President, for inviting us to be here. And thank you, the people of Kenya, for hosting us and with the warm hospitality we have been accorded. Thank you very much.
Shukran za dhati kwa Mheshimiwa Rais Yoweri Museveni, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Uganda, na Mheshimiwa Paul Kagame, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Rwanda. I know most of you wish to invite the Honorable Secretary General, Dr. Peter, to read the communique which the President Uhuru Kenyatta and President Tshisekedi have signed, cementing admission of the DRC to the EAC. Welcome, Secretary General.
Thank you very much. Signing of the Treaty of Accession of the Democratic Republic of Congo to the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community. The communique reads: Their Excellencies President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Republic of Kenya and the Chairperson of the East African Community Heads of State Summit, and President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo of Democratic Republic of Congo have this Friday, 8th April 2022, signed the Treaty of Accession of Democratic Republic of Congo to the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community. In attendance at the signing ceremony at the State House, Nairobi, where Their Excellencies President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, Republic of Uganda, President Paul Kagame of the Republic of Rwanda, delegates from the East African Community Partner States, development partners, representatives from the private sector, and members of the diplomatic corps, the heads of state met signed the Treaty of Accession in a warm and cordial atmosphere. Their Excellencies recalled that the 19th extraordinary meeting of the Summit of the East African Community Heads of States, held on 29th March 2022, designated His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta to sign the Treaty of Accession of the Democratic Republic of Congo to the Treaty for the Establishment of the East African Community on behalf of the Summit. His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta congratulated His Excellency President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo and the people of the Democratic Republic of Congo for admission into the East African Community. Their Excellencies, the heads of state, noted that the entry of Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African Community was beneficial to the people of Democratic Republic of Congo and to the East African people. His Excellency President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo appreciated the decision of the summit to admit Democratic Republic of Congo into the East African Community. His Excellency President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo observed that the Democratic Republic of Congo admission into the East African Community was the fulfillment of dreams held by the country's ancestors more than 60 years ago, adding that it was It marked a decisive shift in the country's foreign and economic policy. His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta reiterated directive of the summit of the Council to expeditiously develop a roadmap for the integration of Democratic Republic of Congo into the activities, programs, and projects of the East African community. His Excellency President Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo of the Democratic Republic of Congo thanks His Excellency President Uhuru Kenyatta of the Republic of Kenya for the warm and cordial hospitality extended to him and his delegation during their stay in Nairobi. Done at State House, Nairobi, this 8th day of April 2022, signed Uhuru Kenyatta, President of the Republic of Kenya, and the Chairperson of the East African Community Summit, signed by Felix Antoine Tshisekedi Tshilombo, President of Democratic Republic of Congo. Thank you.
Shukran sana mkurugenzi mkuu kwa ujumbe huo. Nafasi sasa kwa heshima ningependa kumwalika Mheshimiwa Uhuru Kenyatta na Mheshimiwa Felix, Rais wa Jamhuri ya Kidemokrasia ya Kongo, ili tuweze kuingia katika nafasi ya kuzindua ramani mpya ambayo sasa itakuwa ni uso wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki. Wale marais wengine vile vile watafuata ili kuweza kushuhudia. Welcome, Your Excellencies. Wengine nitaomba tuketi so that the cameras at the back can have a good view. Thank you for understanding. Let us appreciate let us give a more heartier clap to the East African community. We have Burundi, DRC Congo, Kenya, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and our neighbors, Uganda. Let us give more hearty clap to the country's East African community. It is a new dawn to the community. Thank you so much, Your Excellencies. You may return to your seat, sir. I will request His Excellency to allow us to have a set of 3 photos. And I will seek the indulgence of the ADCs, if they will be kind enough to, for a minute, leave the dais. The ADCs kindly. The rest, the household also to help me move the small table. On that interlude, the band, kindly, the band, on that interlude. Thank you so much. That will be our first photo of the Excellency's head of state. I will seek the advocate, yes, for a minute. Can remove the masks for a minute. I will request that the chairperson, the SG, and the judge president and the speaker to be ready to frank for the second photo. The chairperson, the secretary general, the judge president, and the speaker to be ready for the second photo. A minute for the first photo, a minute for the first photo, a minute, sir. Thank you. They can now join, kindly flank, their excellencies. The chairperson, the secretary general, the judge president, and the speaker. That will be our second photo, Your Excellency. Kindly get closer. You're too far. Can you get closer? Thank you. I also wish to request the third photo as the second team exits. All the ambassadors and the high commissioners who are present, they also join their excellencies as our last and the third photo. Thank you, sir. They can exit the secretariat. Honorable ambassadors, members of diplomatic corps, and the high commissioners, ambassadors present. Thank you so much. I will request the EAC ambassadors to be left. If they are there. Yes, they are there. Kindly. EAC ambassadors. They'll be followed. I'm requested to give the last one for the Mawaziri Wote for EAC. It will be our last one after that one. Thank you. I'll request all the cabinet secretaries, Mawaziri Wote, YEC. EAC members, cabinet secretaries, ama mawaziri wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki. Vile mawaziri wetu all ministers, mawaziri wote. Thank you. Kutoka nchi za Afrika Mashariki. Jumuiya. Mawaziri wakurugenzi wa private sector, I'm requested you also have the last one. Private sector, kindly. Wawakilishi wa the private sector. Karibuni sana. IALA members. IALA members. The yellow members. Shukran, asante sana. Nitaomba sote sasa tusimame. Tumefika kilele cha sherehe yetu ya siku ya leo. Niwape nafasi wajumbe wachukue nafasi zao. Ili tuweze kuwa wima kwa wimbo wa taifa wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na wimbo wa Jumuiya ya Afrika Mashariki. Wimbo wa taifa.